trust me, this is not a boy who cried wolf situation. This is actually the biggest update yet on Jonathan Kuminga, as ESPN, the top insider in the world, Shams Charania, just dropped a bombshell article detailing all the latest on where Kuminga is at, where Golden State is at, and how far they are apart in a resolution in his restricted free agency this offseason. We'll go through the entire article of what Shams had to say in just a moment. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. This is why you sub. We got this notification early on this morning, and I wanted to detail it exclusively here at Warriors Today. And we are on our way to our next milestone of 97,500 subs. Only 161 away. Can I get a $160 die-hard Warriors fans to go down below, hit that big red sub button? It's 100% free Warriors content every single day. All right, this is the big crux of the situation, the main idea. Honestly, these are the first two paragraphs of the article, and it's really what you need to know at its best. He says that the Golden State Warriors made another push to retain Jonathan Kuminga over the past several days, but the restricted free agent is continuing to decline their 2-year, $45 million contract offer, sources told ESPN. Kuminga's decision is due in large part to the Warriors' insistence on having a team option for the second season and their unwillingness to let him maintain the built-in no-trade clause. Look, my first initial thoughts, I can respect Kuminga wanting stability in this situation. This is not a very a deal that would put a lot of confidence in me, or me feel comfortable to just kind of play loosely and not have a ton of pressure on me heading into next season. I get that. But, on the flip side, does he deserve the stability based on what he's done in his Warriors career so far? Like, it hasn't been that inspiring. And after a year that really took a step back, I know, albeit with the injury that he suffered in January, like, it was not something that a lot of the Warriors front office members, even a lot of fans, on social media, like, they really were not looking to give this guy the $30 million a year that he's been looking for. And I understand Golden State's position in this, wanting to give him a 1+1 deal to see what they have and maybe potentially be able to trade him down the line. But this also came out from Shams that Kuminga believes that Golden State has, quote, stunted and strung his career along for 4 seasons. Look, there's two sides to every story, and I get it. Jonathan Kuminga has not, and especially in even the first 2 seasons, right? His rookie year, they won a title. They were in championship mode already, and then they've been trying to develop him over the past couple of years, but his game has not been conducive to winning when you pair him up next to Steph Curry, next to Draymond Green, next to Jimmy Butler now, who they just traded for. Like, he has not been the best recipe for success, and that has given Steve Kerr a reason to not really have him in the rotation. So 2 things can be true. Yes, the Warriors have not put him in the best position to develop his game early on in his career, but his game has kind of been the reason for that not being the case. Now, going back to the deal that Golden State did offer, we had heard from Mark Stein a couple days ago that the Warriors maybe had offered something in the two years, $40 million range, but now it's looking like 2 years, $45 million. And in this 1+1 with a team option deal, the way that the collective bargaining agreement works now in the NBA is a no-trade clause would be included in this short-term deal for Golden State. And that's really the reason that they're offering it to JK, so they have control on whether or not, like, they want him to waive a no-trade clause in this contract, but they won't sign him to it unless he does, and that's not what he's looking to do at this point. And that's why Shams says this. Based on the collective bargaining agreement, the Warriors' proposed 1-year contract would have an inherent no-trade clause, as Kuminga's next team wouldn't maintain his bird rights. So that's the reason why the NTC is in play. He said that would give Kuminga a level of control over his next NBA home should the Warriors decide to move him. But the Warriors have requested that he waive the implied no-trade clause, just similar to what D'Angelo Russell did for his Lakers contract in the summer of 2025. See, like, now I see Golden State's point of view in this scenario too. Why would you want to give a guy a no-trade clause when his market has been incredibly limited already at this point? So, like, God forbid you find a trade partner, which has been hard enough already. Now Kuminga has to agree to get traded there. Like, of course Golden State wouldn't want to honor a no-trade clause in this deal for JK. So I totally get it from Golden State's point of view, but there's, 2 villains in this story, honestly. Neither side is really playing a good sportsmanship type of game right now, and they're still very, very far away in any deal. And especially when you consider what Kuminga's agent is proposing to Golden State on a re-sign. 3 years, $82 million? They couldn't be further away in discussions at that point. That's literally like, what, $27 million a year? That's way too much for what Jonathan Kuminga has produced for you up to this point. So if I'm leaning towards any side here, I obviously lean more towards Golden State and their future prospects. You don't want to commit so much money to a guy who you're not even 100% sure can be a focal point of your rotation, like next to the 2 superstars that you already have. So Both sides are definitely playing hardball here. We'll talk more about what's going on with Kuminga, potential sign and trades, what the doomsday scenario could be that we've talked about on the show in just a moment. But quick side note here, I just want to let you guys know it's my 24th birthday today, and I did have one birthday wish on today's program. And that's for you to go down below and hit that thumbs up icon. If you love the Warriors content that we're pushing here, I know the Kuminga stuff is getting cut and dry, but at least today we're giving you some brand new bombshell information. So go down below if you're supporting the channel and like today's video to wish me a happy birthday. All right, I think Golden State is actually trying to do right by Jonathan Kuminga with this situation, right? With the money that they're offering him, they are actually giving him a higher first-year base salary than any competitive teams or teams that want to sign him to a more lucrative contract would be giving him in year one. Here's more from Shams. He said, the Warriors sources said, believe they have the best offer on the table for Kuminga because of the highest starting salary, $21.7 million to start next season, compared to his $19.8 million elsewhere and the 2-year option concept. The deal is purposely structured to be tradable come January 15th, and if Kuminga's ultimate desire is to play elsewhere, it would allow his next team to decline the team option and extend him. And that would make a lot of sense compared to the $7.9 million qualifying offer that he could sign next year. It all comes down to control. I don't really think Kuminga cares about $1.9 million difference in year one of this new contract. He cares about the control of his basketball career, and signing the 1+1 deal for $45 million in Golden State would not give him that if they do not agree to keep the no-trade clause in there. The qualifying offer does have the no-trade clause, so yes, he would be foregoing like $14 million, but he would at least have some sort of stability and peace of mind that he would be able to dictate his future come next summer. So now it looks like there's 3 paths for Kuminga. We've talked about it on yesterday's show. He can either re-sign with Golden State. Who knows how close they will get to his desired number or how far they will move off of 2 years, 45, or if they will move off of the team option on the back end of that deal. Also could find a sign and trade partner, which we know has been incredibly difficult to this point. And he can also sign that qualifying offer. We'll talk about that in just a moment as an absolute doomsday scenario for the Golden State Warriors. Let's talk about the sign and trade, though, because it is becoming more and more unlikely as the days go on. There's 2 teams that are pretty interested in Kuminga at this point. If I had to rank them, I'd say the Phoenix Suns are the most interested in Kuminga, and the Sacramento Kings there at number 2. But the Kings, they have some their own issues to kind of worry about right now. They're also trying to sign Westbrook. They're an absolute mess. But both teams have given more substantial offers to Kuminga than Golden State has tenfold. Like he's gotten offers from both teams that are up to 4 years, $90 million. I'm sure that 3-year, $82 million deal is probably on the table from Sacramento, the one that Aaron Turner wanted to get from Golden State. So we'll see if anything materializes, but it doesn't look like the Sacramento Kings are going to be one of the hot names in that deal, as they are making Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis untouchable in trade talks for Jonathan Kuminga. Keon Ellis and Keegan Murray, 2 guys who, I don't think anybody's pegging to be all-star level players throughout their career. And the Kings to think they're more valuable than Jonathan Kuminga. That should tell you all you need to know based on what I've seen in the comment section on my videos over the past few months. More from Shams here. He said, in recent days, they have begun signaling a plan to cut off sign and trade conversations entirely because they hate they hate the assets the Suns have, and the Kings are playing too hard a ball, using their restricted free agency leverage to the fullest. This could bite them in the ass. Their current stance is that Kuminga will be on the Warriors roster to begin next season, either through the 2-year offer on the table or the standing $7.9 million 1-year qualifying offer, whichever is Kuminga's preferred path. Oh, boy. I would quote the great man Chris Broussard right now, but that would get me canceled on YouTube. This is a disaster. Absolute mismanagement to its fullest from the front office. Mike Dunleavy can't be blameless here. Joe Lacob is absolutely not blameless here. We know how Steve Kerr feels. He just wants him off the roster. So I'm actually Team Kerr at this point. And the most dangerous part of all this is that I cannot believe that Golden State is giving him the option to do this. They're giving him the option to sign the qualifying offer, which Kuminga has said, according to insiders, that he's expressed a willingness to be able to do so. He will take the pay cut in order to be an unrestricted free agent next summer and to have the no-trade clause and control over his future this season. This would be the worst-case scenario for Golden State and probably both parties, too. The history surrounding guys accepting the qualifying offer and getting paid the following season is virtually non-existent outside of Miles Bridges, and that was probably a pretty shitty contract given by the Charlotte Hornets there as well. So, this is absolute doomsday scenario. And now we got to ask ourselves, how long are we going to let this thing drag out? Like, it doesn't seem like the Golden State Warriors are going to move off of 2 years, $45 million based on that last quote that we read from Charania. So when will this end? When will this be resolved? And when will one of the two sides give in? We'll tell you in just a moment. But first, get hooked up with this awesome win for the Bay 2025 Warriors playoff t-shirt. This link right here, chatsports.com/win4bay. It was $35. Now it's $18, literally half off. And I love collecting playoff shirts from over the years. I know they didn't win the title, but this is an awesome season. Go get yours today. This link right here, chatsports.com/win4bay. I put it in the comment section and description of today's video to make it easy for you guys. Go get tripped out and some playoff merch right now. All right, this came in from Charania, and just a little preface before we get to the actual timeline of everything that needs to happen here. He said that JK told ESPN last week that he's in no rush to move forward with a deal with the Warriors. So as the days get longer and we progress more and more to the dog days of the summer, it feels like to me that Kuminga would rather take the $7.9 million qualifying offer than the 2-year, $45 million deal with no trade clause. This sucks. Okay, what's the timeline? Jonathan Kuminga plays in Afrobasket for the Congo starting on August 12th. I'm sure he'll be traveling in the couple days before that, so we could see a resolution here maybe in the next week. The deadline to sign that qualifying offer, though, is October 1st, and that will be something that is irrevocable. So if we get to past August 12th here and there's no resolution, I would say it's signed, sealed, delivered that he's going to be accepting the qualifying offer because the Warriors cannot rescind it, and he can go risk injury all he wants over there playing in Africa. Now, the Warriors' first preseason game will be on October 5th. I'm sure training camp will start around that qualifying offer date, October 1st. So who knows? But it seems like that we'll have a decision in the next 2 weeks, whether it be he accepts the $45 million offer or he doesn't do anything, and then it's more than likely that the qualifying offer will be the decision that Kuminga ends up making. So we went over a lot. I know I was kind of jumping all over the place on this video, but in short, the Warriors offered him a contract. He won't accept it. The Warriors are threatening to cut off all sign and trade talks, and Kuminga is threatening to take the qualifying offer. This is an absolute mess, folks. What happens with Jonathan Kuminga? Does he get re-signed to that 2-year deal? Do they find a sign and trade partner, or does he just screw the pooch and sign the qualifying offer? You let me know in the comment section, and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We are on our way to 100K here at Warriors Today, so lock us in, hit that sub button for all the latest Kuminga news, because that's the big domino that needs to fall. We'll see you guys all in the next one, and as always, let's go Dubs.